If you work at RG&E, I bet one of these three questions has at least crossed your mind lately. Maybe it's in the break room, maybe it's at work during some downtime if you have any of that, or maybe it's lying awake at 2 a.m. I hope that's not the case, but that does happen in our world with financials, right? We talk to your coworkers every single week, and it's almost always the same three questions. So I want to get them out on the table one at a time quickly in this video, but we'll just go through them now. Question one is, should I take the pension as a lump sum, or do I take the monthly check? And as you know, this is a big one. And here's what nobody tells you. There is no universally right answer. There is no correct answer. The monthly check feels safe, and the lump sum feels like control. Both can be the right call. It just depends on your life. And here's the mistake I see. People decide based on a gut feeling, we'll call it, or because that's what a coworker did. And this is a one-time permanent decision. You really don't get a do-over. And I have watched people leave 6 figures on the table because they picked with their gut or by listening to somebody else instead of the math for them. So what I always say to this is, how do we figure out the right answer for you? Not anyone else, for you. And here's a quick sequence. There's always nuance to it. But step one might be, how much do you need in retirement each month to do what you want to do? We're always going to start there. How much do we need? Step two is, what does your current situation look like in your savings and other accounts? And then we have to ask, are you married? Do you have children? Okay, because that depends. That helps us figure out and the pension option, and it is all dependent on that. Step three, how will we fill in the gap if there is one? Okay, only after you go through these questions in a little more detail can you actually get the right answer, again, for you, not for anybody else. So those 3 steps should help you figure out, do we take the monthly paycheck, or do we take the lump sum and move it to an IRA? Most folks right now, just so you know, everyone wants to know, what's everyone else doing? Again, don't go by that, but what people mostly are doing is combining it with their 401k and putting it into their current account in an IRA, consolidating those two into one. Question 2 here. A lot of people are asking, how do I cover health insurance if I retire before 65? A lot of you could walk out the door before Medicare even starts, and that's the dream, we'll call it, right? Let's leave early. Enjoy your time while you've got your health, but there's a trap there. The gap between your last day at RG&E and your 65th birthday, that's where retirement plans could quietly fall apart, maybe not even quietly, right? Health coverage in those years can get very costly and can actually cost more than a mortgage if you still have one. I'm not exaggerating. If you don't have a real number for it, then you don't have a plan yet. I'll say we have hope. And what we're trying to do, though, we're not trying to rely on hope. We want a plan. How do we account for this? Step 1, what type of coverage do you actually need? Again, right? Who's it for? Step 2, how long? For who? Is it just you? What's your family situation look like? Step 3, get numbers on cost. Step 4, build that into the plan and make sure it works. Again, this is going to be different for each of you, so make sure it is planned that way. And finally, question number 3, will I actually have enough, or am I going to run out? And that is the fear underneath everything else with retirement planning. Am I going to have enough? You've done the work. You've got the pension, the 401k, Social Security coming down the road. On paper, it looks like it should work. But if you have never sat down and no one has shown you in plain English whether it actually does work, you should take care of that immediately. And we want to know when you can stop trading your time for a paycheck and have it still work 30 years from now and 40 years from now. That uncertainty, if you don't know, it's heavy, right? And you've been carrying it alone. The steps for this can be simple, and they can seem simple. It's one of those simple, not easy. There are a lot of variations, loopholes, and more to this, but to make it somewhat clear, here are the steps that I would follow. And again, I say this a lot. Step 1, how much do you need? We need to figure that out first. With this, what debt, if any, should we pay off before retirement? Maybe we attempt to lower the monthly need while you're working, right? Step 2, where will it come from? This is a total need line. There's a total need line on the screen, and it's that top line, and that is what we look at. And it goes up. You see it rising throughout the years with inflation or the cost of living. Then our job is to help put that on paper and fill in the gaps. We need to consider income, part-time work, pension options, investment distribution, Social Security, required minimum distributions, RMDs at the appropriate age for you, and a lot more. But when we get that all on one page and the colors are filled in, again, how much do we need? Where's it going to come from? Once we fill in that picture, then we can move on to the next step, which is how do we take that money out in the best way? When do you and your spouse take Social Security? What are the rules around divorce? I just had a question about this for Social Security. Like, how much do you get for it? How does that fit into your plan? Okay. Step 3, how will you be taxed? That's a big one. Where do we take money from to minimize taxes now and in the future? Step 4, what adjustments can we make to give us the best possible chance for you and your family to make this successful? And step 5, really important, is review the plan on a consistent basis. This could be that once a year meeting. It could be twice a year, depending on the situation. It could be 3 or 4 times a year. But when this is done and handled, and as things come up, your life changes and your needs evolve, the plan can change. And that is okay. It is okay to make changes. We just want to be ahead of it. And that's what a good retirement income plan and advisor can do for you. So here's what I want you to hear for just today to take away from this video. These are great questions. There are more, but these are the common ones that I hear, and these are the right questions. The smartest people we work with are the ones asking these questions. Most folks just never get a straight answer because the person handing you the retirement packet, I'm not picking on them at work, isn't allowed to give advice. If they did, they could get in trouble, right? And everything after that gets left to, like, we'll call it a website, a calculator, and a prayer, right? Again, that hope. That's not a plan. I'm going to say that's a guess with hopefully some good intentions. And you work too hard for too many years to leave your retirement to a guess. So if any of those 3 questions if any of them are sitting in your mind right now, in the back of your mind, don't keep carrying it by yourself. Reaching out is the easy part. Find an advisor. Text us, email us, use the link below to book a 15-minute intro call. Grab a time that works for you. Simple call, no pressure. However you reach out, let's turn that, we'll go back to the 2 a.m. question, into a real answer for you. Make it a great day.
Content here is for illustrative purposes and general information only. It is not legal, tax, or individualized financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any specific security or engage in any specific trading strategy. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Results will vary. Past performance is no indication of future results or success. Market conditions change continuously. Information here is provided in part by third-party sources. These sources are generally deemed to be reliable. However, neither 6 Point Financial Partners, Private Client Services, nor RFG Advisory guarantee the accuracy of third-party sources. The views expressed here are those of 6 Point Financial Partners. They do not necessarily represent those of Private Client Services, RFG Advisory, their employees, or their clients. This commentary should not be regarded as a description of advisory services provided by 6 Point Financial Partners or RFG Advisory, or performance returns of any client. The views reflected in the commentary are subject to change at any time without notice. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered by investment advisory representatives of RFG Advisory LLC, RFG Advisory, or RFG, a registered investment advisor. Private Client Services, 6 Point Financial Partners, and RFG Advisory are unaffiliated entities. Advisory services are only offered to clients or prospective clients where RFG Advisory and its representatives are properly licensed or exempt from licensure. No advisory services may be rendered by RFG Advisory unless a client agreement is in place.